Hola, te doy la bienvenida a Spring Spanish. Welcome to Spring Spanish. Yo soy Mariana. I'm Mariana and I'm one of the teachers at Spring Spanish. I was wondering, ¿cuándo empezaste a aprender español? When did you start learning Spanish? To respond to this question, you may say, Estoy aprendiendo español desde hace 2 meses. I've been learning Spanish for 2 months. Empecé a aprender español hace 2 meses. I started learning Spanish 2 months ago. Hace 2 meses que empecé a aprender español. It's been 2 months since I started learning Spanish. Empecé a aprender español desde que encontré el canal de Spring Spanish. I've been learning Spanish since I discovered the Spring Spanish YouTube channel. Wow, cuántas opciones! So many options. You might have noticed that the words desde and hace are the common denominator in all these sentences. Do you want to know why? Bueno, quédate hasta el final. Stick around until the end because in this video we will talk about hace, desde, and other combinations. Antes de empezar, before we get started, I'd like to remind you that we publish 5 new Spanish lessons every week. Since it's all for free, why don't you go and click on that subscribe button and the bell to get a notification every time a new lesson is up. Debiste hacerlo desde hace mucho, ¿cierto? You should have done it a while ago, right? The word hace, which is actually a verb, but we're not going to get into that right now, is used to talk about acciones en el pasado, things that happened in the past. But more importantly, it is used to highlight how long it's been since that thing happened. Let's go over some chunks for you to fully grasp this idea. Towards the beginning of this video, I mentioned that the question, ¿Cuándo empezaste a aprender español? When did you start learning Spanish? May be answered by saying, Empecé a aprender español hace 2 meses. I started learning Spanish 2 months ago. Hace 2 meses que empecé a aprender español. It's been 2 months since I started learning Spanish. I want to draw your attention to 3 things. Number 1, the word hace is always followed by an amount of time. For example, 2 meses or 2 months. Number 2, the word hace may be translated as either ago or it's been because we're talking about something that happened in the past. And number 3, hace 2 meses is an example of a chunk. Chunks are fixed word combinations that never change and that you want to learn by heart so that they roll off your tongue in conversations without you having to worry about grammar rules. Por la tarde, in the afternoon, is another example of a chunk. In our academy, we teach entire Spanish courses based around the concept of chunks. If you want to learn more about this, check out the free Spanish training on our website where we explain how this method works and we also give you a demo lesson. Just click on the link in the description to sign up. Having said that, let's go over more examples. Hace 3 meses que trabajo en esta empresa. It's been 3 months since I started working in this company. Hace 9 meses que empezó la pandemia. It's been 9 months since the pandemic started. Nos conocimos hace 15 años. We met 15 years ago. Se casaron hace 1 año. They got married 1 year ago. Now, although we're talking about things that happened in the past, there's a slight difference between these sentences. On the one hand, when saying hace 3 meses que or hace 9 meses que, you're telling the other person that whatever it is you're talking about is still taking place today. So, in the example, hace 3 meses que trabajo en esta empresa, it's been 3 months since I started working in this company, you are highlighting how long it's been since you started working in that particular company. By contrast, in the sentence, se casaron hace un año, they got married 1 year ago. Although the couple you are referring to might still be married today, the moment in time when they got married is already over. The word hace may be combined with the word desde. More on that in a minute. Contrary to hace, desde highlights the point in time when something started to happen. In other words, it is used to talk about something that started in the past, but it is still going on today. Look at these examples. And again, some more chunks. Trabajo en esta empresa desde julio de 2020. I've been working in this company since July 2020. Trabajo en esta empresa desde hace 4 meses. I've been working in this company for 4 months. Soy más feliz desde que empecé a trabajar en esta empresa. I'm even happier since I started working in this company. The common denominator in these 3 sentences is that I'm emphasizing the point in time when I started working in that particular company or when I started feeling happier. So, what should you bear in mind to understand the use of desde? Number 1, the word desde may be followed by either a date, desde julio de 2020, since July 2020, the word hace and an amount of time, desde hace 4 meses, for 4 months. The word que and a verb, desde que empecé, since I started. And number 2, the word desde is used to highlight when something started. With that in mind, why don't you practice the use of desde by telling me in the comments below, ¿cuándo empezaste a aprender español? When did you start learning Spanish? I'd be happy to know. Now, the words hace and desde may prove useful to respond to the question, ¿Estás lista? Or ¿Estás listo? Are you ready? Look. Estoy lista desde hace rato. Or hace mucho que estoy lista. They both mean I've been ready for a while. You could also say, Estoy lista desde niña. I've been ready since I was a child. Or, Estoy lista desde que nací. I was born ready. In a nutshell, what should you bear in mind when practicing the use of hace and desde? Number 1, both are used to talk about things that happened or that started happening in the past. Number 2, hace indicates the amount of time it's been since something happened, while desde indicates when something started to happen. Number 3, the formulas to properly use hace are hace plus amount of time plus que plus verb. For example, hace 2 meses que aprendo español. It's been 2 months since I started learning Spanish. The other formula is hace plus amount of time plus verb. For example, hace 2 meses empecé a aprender español. I started learning Spanish 2 months ago. The formulas to properly use desde are desde plus date or point in time. For example, estoy aprendiendo español desde enero de 2020. I've been learning Spanish since January 2020. Another formula is desde hace plus amount of time. For example, estoy aprendiendo español desde hace 2 meses. I've been learning Spanish for 2 months. Another formula is desde que plus verb. For example, estoy aprendiendo español desde que encontré el canal de Spring Spanish. I've been learning Spanish since I discovered the Spring Spanish YouTube channel. And number 5. Hace usually appears at the beginning of a sentence, while desde hace usually appears in the middle. With this in mind, why don't you tell me something about yourself in the comment section using hace or desde? Come on, you can do it, and I'll be more than happy to read your comments. I'll even provide you with feedback if needed. Genial! Desde ahora, from now on, you'll be able to use desde and hace just by thinking about the examples we went over today and applying them to talk about other things that happened in the past, like the fall of the Berlin Wall or other historic events. ¿Por qué no escribes una historia para practicar? Why don't you write a short story to practice? Share it with me in the comments. I'll be happy to read it. Now, if you feel like you're not there yet and want to enhance your Spanish skills, look no further because we're offering a free Spanish training on our website. If you sign up by following the link you'll find in the description box, you'll get free sample Spanish lessons and you'll be able to discover the method we use to teach our students to speak fluent Spanish. Desde ya, mil gracias, and until next time. Don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with your friends.